Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and should we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? Well, I don't really know what we're going to talk about today because, I don't really have anything in particular to talk about. Nothing particularly major happening as of the moment. I know it's Easter Monday. I don't really know the difference between Easter Monday and Easter Sunday, if I'm honest. Like, I know it's a bank holiday here in the UK. I don't really know what else it what it means holiday-wise. What does it actually mean? So let's see. Hold on. Easter Sunday versus Easter Monday. I don't mean like in a comparison sense of that way, but am I meant to do something on Easter Monday? I don't know. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 5:43 PM on Monday, April 18, 2022. We got a visitor staying up campsite, so we'll just sort of see who it is. I'm gonna guess it's, I don't know, Apple. It's a public holiday in some countries, England included. It's the second day of Eastertide. I don't even know what that is. And it marks the second day of October. I don't know. Are we meant to do something different? I don't know. I mean, I don't really celebrate Easter, I suppose, in the first place. Like, I don't even eat chocolate eggs anymore. As I say, I don't really have much of a sweet tooth. If anything, did I even do anything on Sunday? Nothing particularly interesting, I don't think. Of course, on Saturday, to go out with friends. Well, if anything, I had fried chicken. Korean fried chicken, by the way, not Kentucky fried chicken, as you might perhaps wager. Wager's not really the right word. As you might have guessed, I honestly really like Korean fried chicken. And do I like it more than Kentucky fried chicken? Honestly, I'd say I do. I don't know if that's controversial or not. I'm not sure what the public consensus is on Korean fried chicken. If you don't know, I think most people, at least in Western, or in the West, I was like, I don't know how to conjugate that word. In the West, are quite familiar, of course, Kentucky fried chicken, or American fried chicken, and I don't really know how you classify that entire genre, because it's not like all that fried chicken is actually from Kentucky, of course, but the brand in of itself, and other fried chicken along that sort of ilk. I'm probably less familiar with the ones in the East, like in Japan they've got karaage, which is actually not too dissimilar, I would say, from actual fried chicken. What the heck, I've got like a hair caught in my Joy-Con or something. I don't know what that is. I don't know how that got there. Hello. Tad, right? I think you're Tad. Yeah, people are probably, people might be aware of of Japanese fried chicken, which is karaage. I don't really know how it's made differently, if it's even made differently from Western fried chicken, but then Korean fried chicken's like a whole different ballgame, because instead of just having it plain, it's very sort of, it comes together with the sauce quite often. But the sauce, what I mean to say is the sauce is a rather large component of, I suppose, the entire thing, The place we went to, you could have 3 different sauces. You can have a ginger sort of sauce. I think it was ginger and something, except I can't remember what the something was. There's one which is a sweet spicy sauce, which if you're, I suppose, familiar with Korean cuisine, you'd probably guess is that gochujang. And yes, it is gochujang. Well, I think it's gochujang. And you might be like, what do you think about gochujang? I don't mind it. I don't like it on absolutely everything. And I will say, if there's too, it's not the type of sauce where I'd be like, oh, I'll eat it continuously non-stop, like I'd eat it. This is quite gross, but I suppose I'd eat it out of a tub or something. I don't think it even comes in a tub. I think it comes in like a jar or something. I've never actually bought it, so I don't know. But yeah, we had some Korean fried chicken with gochujang on it. I also had some tteokbokki with which tteokbokki is just kind of like a rice cake sort of thing. I don't know. It's actually the first time I ever had it. I've seen it so many times, but I never actually ordered it. And actually saw it on the menu. I was like, oh, what? Why not? Why not give tteokbokki a bit of a shot? It's actually quite nice. I'm not gonna lie. Tteokbokki is actually really delicious. But the thing is, that also had gochujang, some sort of sauce, some sort of sweet spicy sauce covered on it as well. So I was just sort of okay, this is just overwhelmingly not too spicy or anything. I must have talked about this before. I'm very good at eating spicy food, I think, but and it's not like gochujang is particularly, well, at least the one we had was particularly spicy. It was more like a good mix of a sweet and spiciness. It was more like a spice was sort of a bit of a zing to it, but it was a bit overwhelming. Perhaps it's because it's quite sweet as well. Maybe that's why I found it quite overwhelming. Because too much of a sweet thing is a bit overwhelming, I suppose, for me. How many times can I say the word overwhelming in 30 seconds? This is apparently 4. So I think it was more of a combination of having a side dish of tteokbokki along with I don't know why I'm talking to you blabbers. Not any offence or anything, but I don't really have any reason to talk to you. But you can carry on sleeping. Didn't mean to wake you up. I had a whole plate of tteokbokki, which if you want to Google it is TTEOKBOKKI, I think. Romanized. Hello, Apollo. What you got to say?
if you want my opinion, and who doesn't, perfect coffee's all about a balance between taste and aroma. Brewster knows craft so well that I'd be more shocked to get a cup that wasn't perfectly balanced.
I don't know if we've seen you actually in Bruce in Barista before, so
Time just slips away from me when I'm in here, but sometimes it's good to let go of your schedule. But I shouldn't be here too late, so I let my body's clock tell me when to leave. Real clocks are too stressful.
I never heard that comparison before. Real clocks are too stressful.
I swear it's like time stops when I'm here. Then I go outside, and nope, time marches on it.
Ain't that just life, Apollo? Wow, we have like no bells right now. Yeah, and then the other flavour, which is my favourite flavour, which is garlic mayo. I didn't actually mean to turn down the pigeon milk, but so be it. And we were quite a lot of pieces, you know. There was like 6 of us, and we had like, how many do we have in total? 36 or so. But only 5 of us really had the fried chicken in the first place. And it was just, you know, I really like River Queen fried chicken. Like the first time I had it, I went, I think I said this ages ago, like years ago. I went to South Korea with a friend. And yeah, I was like, okay, one thing we absolutely need to do. We were only in South Korea for like 6 days or something, and then we were in like Japan for like 3 weeks. You might be like, that's a little bit unbalanced, and I was like, yeah, but whatever. I just knew more about Japan, so there was more things to plan, I suppose, in that aspect. But yeah, I was like, one of the things we had to try is Korean fried chicken, because this friend I was with, he really likes fried chicken, so I was like, okay, let's both give it a shot. And then I found this restaurant, and we were obviously. Even at the time I only knew like passing Japanese. I basically knew no Korean whatsoever apart from like 감사합니다, 안녕하세요. I think that's it. But there was some more. Like I learned like 5 phrases or something, like generic phrases, to use, I suppose, on my trip. And then like we went to this restaurant which was, you know, known for making good Korean fried chicken. And then we just ordered. We was like, okay, I guess we'll get 2 flavors. We don't really know how much is in here, and we don't really know how to ask. And we came, and it was like each serving was definitely for like 2 or 3 people. So we basically had like 4 or 6 people serving sizes of like fried chicken at lunch. We didn't finish it all, obviously, but it was delicious. Honestly, it was kind of worth having that much fried chicken in the end. And we didn't waste that much. I think we just ate that and then just like didn't eat dinner or something. Why, vitamin D, what a delightful coincidence running into you here, dearie. Are you here because you've developed an interest in fashion? I like fashion. If you want to step up your style, then you must be bold. Try on lots of clothes, expand your horizons. Whatever you do, don't be shy. If something catches your eye, just ask Mabel to let you try it on. I will do, but really we're sort of just here, checking every single day, just trying to see if the orange hair bow is in stock. And if it's not, then so be it. I don't think these have changed since last time as well. And you might ask, what sort of sauces did you have in your fried chicken in Korea? I don't actually remember, but maybe I might have taken a picture of it. If I go to my Google Photos album, because I tend to, you know, not document things religiously, but I take a lot of pictures, especially on holidays. I might be able to find it. Let's see. What year did we go? There we go. 2017. Oh my god, 5 years ago. My word. Time sure flies. It feels like it was just yesterday, to be honest. Okay, maybe not just yesterday. It definitely was a while ago. And it's going to take a long time for me, I suppose, to even scroll through all of these things. I think it was near the end of a holiday. Or in Korea, at least. So we can look at that later. I don't remember what flavours I had actually in Korea. But I don't know, if you ever get the opportunity to get some Korean fried chicken, what flavour would I recommend? I recommend garlic mayonnaise. That's my number 1 flavour. Then if you like gochujang, if you like sweet and spicy, definitely go for it. But you know, it's not I suppose for everyone, and in my opinion it's not the best. It's nice in moderation, but having too much of it is not one I would choose to have like lots and lots of. But your mileage may vary, because I like it in other things. I liked it in the tteokbokki quite a lot. But yeah, I think it was just too much sweetness on me. And part of it's probably because it was a restaurant version. You know, the flavours are different. You know, like how in restaurant food all the flavours are like amped up huge amounts because well, it's mainly because like in restaurants they can use they basically don't have to care about your health when they're making the food. But the flavour is their number 1 priority, isn't it? So you know. It's like in a load of restaurant vegetables. The reason that they taste, a lot of people are like, they taste so good, is because they just dump huge amounts of butter and salt onto it, and you know, butter and salt turns out makes things taste pretty good. For a lot of people, not for everyone, I'd suppose, and I'd imagine some people would certainly be like, man, I hate the taste of butter or salt, in which case, fair enough. You do you. So I wouldn't be surprised. Oh wow, Vivian playing. That's certainly a rarity. And I don't mean with Manners Pony character, but you know, gochujang. I think you'll know better than me. And what do I think of like the ginger flavour? I don't even remember ginger. It's ginger and something. Ginger and soy. I quite like soy, the taste of soy. You know, I very much prefer savoury taste to sweet tastes. So you know, perhaps I rate it a bit more highly compared to the average person. But I think everyone loves garlic mayonnaise. Who doesn't love a bit of garlic mayonnaise? You know, mayonnaise definitely my favourite condiment. And it certainly helps that mayonnaise is something which goes very well with chicken, and chicken is my favourite meat, I suppose. Like, I'm not like crazy about meat or anything like that. If I only had to eat one for the rest of my life, I guess it would be chicken. If you were like, you had to give it up for the rest of your life, I'd be like, sure. Is this it? This looks like a Korean fried chicken. I have no idea what flavour it is. I didn't take a picture of the flavour. It actually doesn't look like that much chicken. Like, it's obviously a lot of chicken, but it's not as much as I remember it being. It probably was incredibly filling, though. It was vava delicious. Well, this one's at least the legitimate one, so we'll buy this one. It's a fake Mona Lisa. As a reminder, we're still just looking for the bust of Nefertiti as our final thing we need for our museum, for it to be completely completed. But yeah, I don't know, like, I will say, KFC, like, Kentucky Fried Chicken is probably my favourite fast food meal. Now I'm thinking about that. Is that true? I think it's true. Like, I'm not much of a fast food person, so I haven't like had a huge amount of fast food, so I'm not really sure what comparisons. But okay, what compares to it? There's McDonald's. What do I think about McDonald's? I actually quite like McDonald's, you know. And I like chicken selects. I think they have a decent amount of burgers, which I quite like. It's a thing, especially during my uni time, where I, if I were to have some fast food, if I didn't have it from this like this trailer van, I would have it at McDonald's, and I'd have the saver menu. I don't know if it's known as a $1 menu, or whatever the cheap menu is called in your country. It was like, for me, it was like £1.50, I think, for what was it called? A bacon lettuce chicken burger, I think. And there was also a chicken mayo, or mayo chicken. I don't remember what it's called, for like £1, which is pretty cheap, you know. Like if you went to a meal in a restaurant, it would cost you like £10, or you could buy 10 mayo chickens and also probably eat like 2 times your daily recommended calorie intake. So maybe don't do that much. I quite like McDonald's, and it's a thing on McDonald's, which is like inverse to KFC as well. It's McDonald's chips. I feel like I've gotten worse over the years, but KFC chips have gone a lot better, at least in my personal opinion. You know, your mileage may vary, that sort of thing. But I quite like fried chicken. I know it's controversial. No, obviously not controversial. Fried chicken's probably one of the most ubiquitously liked food. I don't think it's up there with pizza, to be honest. Like, obviously, there are people in the world who don't like pizza, but people in the world who don't like fried chicken. That's not really my point I'm trying to make here. I'm just trying to be like, if you had to like throw a party for like, I don't know, like a school time party, and you were just like, oh, I don't know what sort of food to provide, and you could only choose, I don't know what sort of circumstances, you could only choose one food, and you had to please as many people as possible. People are going to go with pizza as your number one choice, because people are going to be like, pizza, you know, you can have vegetarian pizza. I mean, you can't really, you can have vegan pizza, but that's kind of more like up to the pizza place that you order from, where they actually do things like vegan cheese, etc., etc. Never had a vegan pizza, don't know what it's like, to be honest, so I don't even know if they're good, or if vegans particularly like them or not, or even non-vegans like them. I don't know why I needed to restrict it in that sort of sense. But yeah, people are going to go for pizza. I mean, that's why pizza parties are a thing. At least, especially when I was in school, we'd always have pizza parties if it was any sort of food. Because, I don't know, I guess pizzas are kind of easy to bulk order. And there's no, like, there's not really much cleanup. With fried chicken, you get a lot of bones, unless you order fried chicken off the bone, which is, you know, fair enough as well if you do that. I'm particularly fine with fried chicken on the bone. And actually, this restaurant that we went to, where we got fried chicken from, it used to be that fried chicken was always on a bone. And because I was most adept out of my friends at like cleaning things off a bone, what can I say? You know, bones are quite common in Chinese foods. I would always eat ones with like the bones in, and then, you know, and at some point they changed over from having in-bone chicken to boneless chicken, which I gotta say is convenient. Like, I'm not gonna come like from like on my high horse and just be like, oh, you know, oh, I'm superior because I prefer to eat chicken off a bone because, you know, it's like a rawer taste or whatever. Sorry for when we had to disturb your little sit-downs just so we can give you a gift. Because, honestly, okay, sometimes it tastes different depending, but it's kind of more on how it's prepared, I think, rather than necessarily whether the chicken is on the bone or not, I suppose, when it's cooked. At least, I don't know I don't have sharp enough taste buds to really tell the difference. I suppose in that case. I mean, also the difference could be like depending on the cut of chicken you have. You know, like chicken breast is quite dry and whatever. And I honestly I don't really like chicken breast all that much. I like the darker meat of a chicken, darker cuts of a chicken. I'm not butcher. Okay, yeah, I don't really know the terms. I forgot where I was going with this. Where was I going with this? Fried chicken. Oh yeah, but oh yeah. The fact that they transition to having a chicken off a bone. Honestly, I'm for it. It's way more convenient, I think, eating things off a bone. Just, you know, picking it up and to go home. I mean, to be fair, for me, it's not particularly difficult to eat off a bone. Bearing in mind that you only have chopsticks to eat with. And I've been using chopsticks since I was very young. Obviously, not all of my friends have been, and that's fair enough, because, you know, they've not been growing up with necessarily the cuisine which would require or use chopsticks, or, you know, they haven't really had much experience with it. That's totally fair, you know. And there's no point just belittling people if they can't use chopsticks, in my opinion, that sort of thing. Like, obviously, if they want to learn, let them. If they just rather use a fork, use a fork. It's food in the end. As long as you eat it, I don't really care. Perhaps I'm a bit too laissez-faire about that sort of thing. But I don't know, they're all cutlery. Like I use chopsticks for things which shouldn't use chopsticks. Like I use chopsticks for like spaghetti and pasta and that sort of thing. I use it. I basically use it whenever I can because I like chopsticks. Chopsticks are very adept. It's basically just like extensions of your fingers, except for your fingers don't need to get dirty, and I don't like getting dirty fingers when I'm eating. Yeah, so I don't really know where I was going with all this entire thing. So yeah, the fact that we have boneless fried chicken, awesome, you know. The important part is that it tastes good. And for some reason, Korean fried chicken somehow tastes amazing. Like, the skin is a remarkable amount of crispy. I don't even know how they do it. I'm not really much of a chef, so I can't really comment on the techniques or whatever they use. I know, like, with Japanese fried chicken, at least, you have, like, panko breadcrumbs, which are, like, breadcrumbs which are made by running electric currents through it or something, which makes it, like, really fluffy. Which is why, a lot of Japanese, like katsu curries or karaage and that sort of thing have a very sort of crispy exterior to it. A very light and crispy, airy, crispy exterior. I don't know why I'm trying to talk like I'm a professional chef or like I know even the first thing about cuisine or food, because I don't. And, you know, I'm pretty open about that sort of thing. I don't have, like, particularly refined taste buds. I sort of just eat food and I'm just like, oh, cool. And then you can ask me, like, a couple of hours later, like, how would you describe a food? I'd be like, literally, I have no recollection. Not I have no recollection of it. It's just like I would, one, have no idea how to put it into words, and two, I also don't really remember. I can sort of remember. And most of the time, me remembering food is not remembering what it tastes like. It's more like me reconstructing what I think the food tastes like in my head. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, I don't know. I don't think my taste buds are that good. Is basically the long and short of it. Nor do I particularly know what goes into making good food or not. But it's very surprising how crispy the Korean fried chicken can get the outer layer, which I think is a very key part of fried chicken, despite the fact it's like kind of drenched in sauce and all that sort of thing. You would have thought that would be like quite counter to each other, but I don't know, they get it done. You know, there's some genius chefs out there. They probably invented some fantastic methods. You know, like par frying then deep frying. I think that's a thing. I think that's a thing for chips. Now I think about it, not perhaps fries. Perhaps not really so much a thing for fried chicken. I don't really know. Anyway, fried chicken's delicious. It always comes with a nice sort of side of cabbage as well. I like shredded cabbage. That's all I really got to say. And I do certainly like things which are meant to be like the palate cleansers, I suppose, when you eat food. You know, your kimchi, your pickled, not pickled garlic, pickled. I mean, I do like pickled garlic, pickled cabbage, etc., etc. Mi amigo, konnichiwa. I'm just making it up as I go along. But I know one thing for sure. Moving to Fawnhollow was the best decision I ever made. Because you live here. Aww. Raymond, you sweetheart. What are we going to do? Rest of this episode. I can't believe it's only been 19 minutes. I feel like I've been talking non-stop for like the past 6 hours. That's not true. Obviously, hyperbole. A little bit of a literary technique for you there. I don't really know what else to say about fried chicken. To be honest. You know what I'm more annoyed by? I don't know how it is in McDonald's in other countries, but McDonald's, at least in the UK, you know, they don't give you mayonnaise as sauce anymore. I love mayonnaise as my condiment. And it's always very upsetting. Well, not upsetting. I'm not going to go that far, but like, if I order chicken nuggets, you know, they give you all these variety of sauces. They give you ketchup as an option, barbecue sauce, despite the fact that both of those are available as pumps, like on separate like stations. So I don't know why it needs to come bundled necessarily with the product. Now I think about it, it's probably for if you have like delivery or takeaway, you'd probably want it in the bag rather than having to go into the actual shop itself to get ketchup or barbecue sauce. Fair enough. But then the other sauce options are just like sweet curry sauce, and I even forgot the other one because I don't have McDonald's nearly often enough to remember. But it's like, what happened to the mayonnaise? I saw you used to be able to get mayonnaise, and suddenly like mayonnaise ain't even an option anymore. I'm just saying, I miss my mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is the best condiment for me personally, in my humble opinion. Does my opinion really matter all that much? Not really, but I just liked it, okay? And the fact that it basically is not even an option anymore, it's sort of just like, ah. And in some sort of like convoluted false hope that mayonnaise will return one day, I always ask, like, oh, is mayonnaise an option? And they always go, ah, sorry, we don't have mayonnaise as an option. When I go, if that's okay, I'll just have like ketchup instead of, and I don't use them and just give it to someone else. It's just, I don't know, mayonnaise and chicken, they belong together. They belong with me. They belong with me. I didn't really want to go for that note, you know. I started singing, I just felt it was like I was not going to hit it. So I spared you. But not burden's a bit of a strong word, I think, in that regard. Spared you the pain. No, wait, what? Spared you the pain? That's not what I meant to say. Spared you the pain. I was like, that word's not quite right. Yeah, I don't know. And when I say fried chicken is the best, like, medium's not the right word. Best way to prepare chicken. I mean, grilled chicken's also quite nice. There's a chain restaurant, fast food chain. I don't really know what to describe it as, called Nando's in the UK, which you've probably heard of if you've ever heard of any of these, like, oh, you know, cheeky Nando's, British memes, etc., whatever. And yes, cheeky Nando's is a thing which is said quite commonly here. Not just in the meme. And if you want to know what it means cheeky in the sense is just like anything you do which you shouldn't really be doing. You know, a cheeky Nando's, you know, just having a Nando's even though, you know, you're not meant to be eating that unhealthy, etc., etc. But that's basically what it means. Yeah, but there's a chain restaurant called Nando's, which is like Portuguese peri-peri grilled chicken. That's pretty nice. Would I put it above? Would I rather have Nando's or would I rather have Korean fried chicken? No question, Korean fried chicken. Would I rather have Nando's or Kentucky fried chicken? That's a bit closer. I think I could go either way, depending on the day. If I had a lot of like unhealthy foods recently, I think I'd probably go for the grilled chicken. Because, like, don't get me wrong, it's not because I think Nando's or like grilled, that like peri-peri flame grilled chicken is like particularly healthy. It certainly does feel at least healthier than deep fried chicken. Now here's a more interesting question: would I have chicken katsu or would I have Korean fried chicken? Now that's a difficult question. Mainly because chicken katsu, you don't really eat it on its own a lot of the time. You eat it with something, right? You have it with like the curry. You have it with like a rice bowl, or something. Oh, it just turned 6 PM, which is why Blabbers is awake. But with Korean fried chicken, you basically have it on its own, except for sometimes you have a bit of shredded cabbage on the side. Maybe you have kimchi. I don't think you have kimchi with Korean fried chicken. Now I think about it. You might get some pickled radish. No, vinegar radish? I forget what it is. You know, like the white cubes. Daikon. Oh, these are all giftable fossils. Yeah, where was I going with this? I don't really remember. I'm sure I had a point here. Oh yeah, like chicken katsu you don't often have a thing, so I feel like judging it by itself is not really fair, but is it also, it's probably not really fair to compare it against some Korean fried chicken if you judge it with the curry and with the rice, so I don't really know. But that's what I had to think about. Honestly, I might go for Korean fried chicken, just because I have Korean fried chicken so infrequently compared to chicken katsu. I feel like chicken katsu is a lot more common, but good Korean fried chicken is probably harder to find. So it's basically Korean fried chicken and chicken katsu, both pretty high up there for me. And then beneath that, Kentucky fried chicken. Beneath that, other sorts of fried chicken. I don't really know what other sorts of fried chicken there is, or there are. Like, I feel like it's quite a common food item to get from like shops in UK, or at least in England. You know, shops selling like fried chicken, like sandwiches, etc., or just like fried chicken on its own. I don't really know what that's classified as. I mean, probably not Korean fried, not Kentucky fried chicken, because it's not from Kentucky, But maybe it's inspired. I mean, it still could be called Kentucky Fried Chicken if it's, you know, still made the same way. I don't really know. I mean, you know, because it's just like the chicken connoisseur guy who's that old YouTuber. I don't know if he's still making videos who would go to different like chicken shops around about London. I think I'm not sure if he ever expanded outside of London and ate different like chickeny items and basically kind of reviewed them. You know, you might not know who enough I was talking about, but he was amusingly popular, I suppose, in UK for a while when he made videos. Perhaps unsurprisingly, being the fact that he's from UK and all that. But yeah, I don't know if that comes under like a different category or something. Is it still Kentucky Fried Chicken, or is it, you know, like London Fried Chicken, which doesn't, I don't know, that doesn't really roll off the tongue. And there's more types of fried chicken. Like, I'm sure like most cuisines have their own sort of take on fried chicken. Do I really know what their sort of takes are or the differences between them? No. And I've also like never even encountered a lot of them. To be fair, I'm not much of a foodie, so that's probably, you know, kind of like on me. I don't mean that in the sense of other cuisines aren't, you know, making any fried chicken or anything. They probably are, I'm not aware of it. Are you two alright? Okay, Fawn is doing a little bit of yoga. Vivian just running around. It's rare to see Vivian running around. We also haven't spoken to Vivian today. Tuesday, I was just thinking how lovely it would be to see you, sweetheart. How are you faring, sweetheart? I do hope Fawnhollow life is everything you hope for. Indeed it is. Whoa, I've never seen Fauna pull that expression before. But I think we'll round off this episode here. Talking about fried chicken. I don't really have anything else to say. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join my Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.